They take your shoes off, yeah, you do right. Take your shoes off, all that. Alright, come on, let's get it. All right.
Verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war.
His war is a righteous war. His judgment is a righteous judgment. That's right. And we all know we're talking about Christ, right? That's right. Sitting on the white horse called Faithful and True. That's right. Who is this outside Jericho? Come on, brother.
Verse 12. Yeah. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew, but he himself.
We always ask the holy name, or you know, some people tell you don't even say his name a certain way, like this and like that. So we ask him, well, what name is this and coming back with that only he knows? Right. And people get to scratching and well, that's a good one. I ain't never tripped off that. Right. Because it says he's coming with a name that nobody knows but he himself. Right. Come on, brother.
Verse 13. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood.
So on his clothing, his garment is blood. Come on.
And his name is called the Word of God.
In the beginning was the Word was God, was with God, the Word was made flesh. We shall all know who this is then. Right. All right, come on, brother.
Verse 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses.
So the armies or the hosts, which are in heaven, they're following who? Right.
They're following him.
Come on. Upon white horses.
They following him. I'm sorry, hold up. Verse 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean.
Come on.
And out his mouth goes a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty God.
So if the armies in heaven are following him, he must be the captain of the host, of the armies, because they're following him to go to war. All right, come on, bro.
Verse 16. And he had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
Some people tell you, see, the Messiah got a tattoo on his thigh. You get a tattoo, look right there on his thigh. Unless you know our forefathers wore garments. Revelation 1 says he had a garment on down to the soles of his foot. So in the thigh area of his garment is written King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Somebody sneaky with that. You can get tattoos. Look, Messiah got his leg tattooed. That ain't what that means. That ain't what that means. All right, come on, bro. You'll fix that. If y'all ever bump into that, you know, just take it back to Revelation 1 and 1. That's right.
Verse 16 again. And he had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great God, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the captains, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great.
Christ on his way to return, and it's about to go down, war go down. So who's really running it? Because he's telling the birds and the fowls to eat the flesh of the kings, of the earth, the mighty men, the warriors, all that. Come to the supper of the Lord. Yeah.
Y'all, that's one of the folks that, because you read also Christ in Matthew 24, he said, where the carcass be, that's where the eagle's going to be too, because there's going to be a cleanup period. Just like if you're driving somewhere in the morning, you see a dead squirrel or something on the road, by the time you get back, ain't nothing but there are a few feathers, because the ravens come and eat that dead flesh up. You know, and eat all up. So it's the same thing, these ravens, because war going to be so tense at that time, that these ravenous birds that we're not supposed to eat, when we read Leviticus 11, Deuteronomy 14, say you can't eat birds that eat blood. So these will be those birds, these unclean birds that we ain't supposed to eat, that the Most High used for this purpose again. That's why we ain't supposed to go against the law and do a thing. These birds were designed for that reason. Just like catfish was designed to clean the bottom of the ocean of all the doo-doo so you can eat your tilapia and your jackson. The same way a pig was designed to eat everything in a slop trough. Or like if you watch the Flintstones, what was that up under the sink?
Pig.
You know, the garbage.
Pig.
And when you go to the doctor, what's the first thing they tell you? Israel to get off of? The swine and the salt.
Come on, man.
So y'all, we have to understand it's always out there. And since we won't do right, then you get the next worst thing for yourself. Because the doctor tell you, look, your God said get off of that. Well, I get off all of it except for my bacon. I just can't turn that over. Okay, so now you get high blood pressure medicine. Then you get water pill. Water pill flush out potassium. That's gonna give you a heart attack if you ain't got no potassium. So now you gotta take a potassium pill. Then potassium pill do this. Then you gotta take another one. So now you got a whole sack of medicine when you can just do the law and leave those food that's going in you. Keep them from going in you. And it'll go well with you. You have long life that way. Because if you keep disobeying, it's going to shorten your life.
Agent Lee. Go ahead, finish it off, bro.
Verse 18 again. That ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army.
So you got the nations of the earth united together to fight against the Lord when he returns. Now you know they've been planning to the alien invasion.
Right.
Something may be coming from outer space, planet X. We know who's on the way.
That's
Right? The thing is, you don't be in the spirit to be fighting against what's coming. Because ain't no planet X, the Beetle and brown dwarf star, whatever ain't none of that coming. Christ is on his way. So the thing is, they got everybody in the spirit to fight against whatever's coming. And we all know who's coming. See that? So ain't no reason for you to be in a line to go to war against the Lord because the kings of the earth go. And they gonna get fed to the fowls of heaven. Alright, come on.
What's the movie, Independence Day?
Yeah, that's right. Y'all, what about the new movie coming? I know y'all heard about that. Olympus Has Fallen. Yeah. I'm going to see that. That's what that is. That's what that is. It's the United States. Morgan Freeman is president. He's trying to rush against the United States. He told us the head of the Navy SEALs unleash hell.
That's right.
Unleash hell. We're going to protect.
They always got a black president when destruction comes.
Right.
You understand?
Hollywood's the forerunner, man.
Right. Some are off in.
What Cat Williams say? Cat Williams say, well, every time I see Obama, he looks like he can't tell us something. Hey, I done found out something I can't tell you. Yeah, come on, bro.
Verse 19 again. And I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his armies. Verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them, that he received the mark of the beast and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of burning. I'm sorry, I'm gonna read that again.
Slow down some, bro.
These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. And the remnant was slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh.
That's amazing right here. We gotta go back to this 1 Kings, y'all. 1 Kings 22. Show y'all what happened to this wicked king of Israel. It ain't like the Most High just get on these other kings, he get on his first.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No weapon does a man have now that's going to get you to find that.
Yeah, like why would they even try it? Right? They got weapons like sound-bending weapons,
Right.
race-specific weapons.
Right.
That's why they give us AKs now. Like they give you a chopping knife because they got all types of They got all type of stuff that they think they can be able to fight against the Lord with.
That's right.
You said you fight something that's supernatural.
Yeah, right. So the crazy thing is, like, they are locked in with their God that they serve. The God that they serve tell them something different. Like, look, you gonna reign with me forever. You hear me? We gonna get the power. Remember in the Devil's Advocate we just talking about. Keanu Reeves told his daddy the devil. He said, but it's written, it's already written. In the end, you lose. What did he tell him? Oh, we gonna rewrite this another story.
Right.
We gonna rewrite that. Don't even worry about it. You feel me? So the fact that they're gonna try to fight against the Lord, let you know they're proud.
That's right.
That's why he's gonna be bringing the judgment down. Because how can you, for your arms too short to box with God?
That's right.
We all know that.
And that's why we read Ezekiel 28:12, where he said, Lucifer, you were brought down because of thy pride. That's right. That same pride is still there, that we gonna run these things. That all I got to do is do what I did to Adam and keep this thing going. I just got to keep me in transgression, and I can stretch out my death penalty. So they're trying to stretch out their death penalty. They're coming up with weapons of war that they can go through buildings and shoot beams through sound wave war. They're getting past. What they got prepared is past nuclear holocaust. Yeah. That's an end all. So, and if it comes down to that, they'll probably try to launch every nuclear bomb on planet Earth before they give it back to the Lord. Yeah. And that's when the Lord says, unless I cut those days short, there shall be no flesh saved.
That's major too. That's major. You especially when you get into what all going on now. From them tampering with the food to,
right.
I mean everything, man.
Water.
Everything. Water, toothpaste, everything.
You get older now, they serve horse meat.
Horse meat. The UK just stopped buying all meat from other United States. No more beef from the United States going to the UK. Horse meat, no.
They opened up the first black beer in this country that's going to serve horse meat.
Alright, let's get this, y'all. You got some, brother?
Yeah, you know they well, I don't know if everybody.
Oh, now, yeah, go ahead, brother.
The Japanese been making B5.
Boo-boo! Yeah! Yes, they have. They've been going into the sewers of under Japan, and they've been making this re-engineered steak out of what they call feces.
Right.
No doubt. And look, man, check this out. When you look at the video, this steak is so delicious and tender.
Right. Yeah.
And dude, we them let them know at the end, it's a boo-boo sandwich.
Right. Right.
Wow.
And if you say the laws of God are done away with, you can't get mad at that and still eat chitlins.
Hey, if y'all type in on YouTube or Google something, type in Japan boo-boo steak. You can get that. It'll pop right up. Yeah. That'll pop right up and it'll blow your mind when they make it seem like food. Not only that, y'all, the GMOs, genetically modified organisms.
Right.
That's what your food is now.
Right.
Genetically altered organism.
Right. Right. And understand what also that's doing, that's pumping, is loaded with estrogen. So that's why your daughters at 6, 7, and 8 years old are starting to form. You have to be extra careful about this because you got to slow down on feeding them so much fast food. Because it's loaded with all of that estrogen and they starting to flower. And when they reach their flower at 7 or 8 years old, no matter how old it is, they can produce a child. So, and that's what Satan is ready to do, to rob the children of their innocence. Yeah. Because if they reach their flower, you got some lurking pedophile around. Right. They're going to be pregnant.
So what are we to do, if they run into the food then? What are we going to do?
Pray to the Lord. You can't. You have no way out but the Lord.
Right. First Tim 4.
Pray over your stuff. The Lord say, if my spirit is in you, certain things you eat and drink won't even affect you. That's Mark 16.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you get to the point, it ain't no out. It ain't no out. Monsanto that monopolized all the seeds. All the seeds are genetically engineered. They kicking all the organic farmers out.
Right.
You hear me? All your livestock been shot with a growth hormone. So you to the point to where this thing about to rot. Yeah. All you can do is pray to the Lord. You don't even know where the seeds come from.
Right. And as long as you pray over what's in Leviticus 11, And Deuteronomy 14, according to the law, if you know that they told you it was beef and you did it, the Most High will cleanse all them impurities. Just like he said, Mark 16 chapter said, if they put poison before you, don't worry about it. You drink it, it ain't going to hurt you. But that don't mean you can pray over pork, because he didn't tell you that. Well, that ought to be made clean. He let you know. No. That's why when you read 1 10:4, it says, to them that believe and know the truth about what you can pray over. That's right. What's the truth about me? Deuteronomy 14. That's the truth about it. That's the only way you can be sanctified by it.
Do they know? They know now. We picking back our understanding with the dietary law and all that.
That's right.
You know what genetically modify
Everything.
Right. Everything. That's what we act with it, man. So pray, especially in this final hour. We at least need to be praying 3 times a day. Minimum, like the scriptures say. You feel me? That's a weapon for you in this last hour. You're gonna need that. You're gonna need that, because this heathen is pulling out every trick he can to get you off your God.
That's right.
Believe it or not, Fonzo.
I want to say, what's that we had talked to somebody about, trying to tell about the laws of eating, and they trying to say it's not what goes in.
Oh yeah. My friend's mom. My friend's friend dad is a pastor, and they try to justify when you read Matthew the 15th chapter. They like to quote verse 11 when it says, you know, it's not what goes in the mouth that defiles a man, it's what comes out. And when you read that, when you look in verse 2, it talks about the tradition of elders eating with when you know by hand. And the church try to make it seem as if this is talking about eating what we call unclean foods. But when you read Matthew 15 chapter, you know that was a parable that he was speaking. Right. So you have to keep reading on, I believe it's verse 15 on down to 20, and it tells you what the meaning of verse 11 was. Yeah, it tell you what it is. You're more defiled in the doctrine that you teach. That's right. So what's coming out of you than sitting down eating without washing your hands. Right. Because that's what it was all about. They was like, Christ, what are you? Your disciples are unclean, man. Right. They don't wash up before they eat or nothing. Right. And he got on them about their tradition that they was upholding and how they laid aside the commandments of God. That's right. Then that leads them into what goes in, you can't defile you for what come out. Had nothing to do with what eating. Right. If that's the case, fillet a back of your next brother or something. Right. Right. Fillet his back, you know, brother. You're kind of hungry, brother. You know.
Every creature.
You get a Daniel show.
Hey, right. If they believe that, that's what makes them go out the law.
Yeah. Right. But the main thing is, they are right about nothing that goes in you can defile you, because we in a kingdom where it's genetically modified. So what goes in you may be some impure things, but he says it's going to be purged in the trough, meaning whatever you eat going to be turned into a turd. Right. And it's going in the tar. He said, but if what comes out of you that defile you, then he started naming law breakers. So if what come out of you says it's okay to eat pork, then that's what defile you, because you're teaching law breaking. That's what's coming out of you from your heart. It's okay to eat that. God don't care about that. I know he said some things, and what Isaiah say when he come back, he gonna destroy those that if you're caught with a chitlin loaf with potatoes around it. But he don't really mean that. Right.
Yeah.
Raising out my ways, and my thoughts on my thoughts.
So, what they said, well, I would just eat what the Lord told us to eat and just pray over that.
Yeah, that's all. That's what you're supposed to do.
We already put into this condition.
Yeah, right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to stick to what he said.
Yeah.
Instead of what they said, go eat. Here we got before you food on the platter. Have it over.
Yeah, like
they say that this is beef and you eat it, but it's really not beef.
Most High protect you.
Because this is what.
Right.
Right. Yeah, and then they try to use that Matthew 15 for pork eating. Right. Just take it back to verse 1.
That's
make
right.
it read all the way down to that verse 1.
And they like to go to Acts the 10th chapter where it talks about Peter's visions. Right. All you have to do is really focus on what you're reading and read on verse 28. And it'll tell you what that vision was. You can't eat a vision.
Right. But not only that, it said, Peter said, the Lord has showed me that to call no man common or unclean, not me. Right. That was just a vision to kind of compare some things to it. Like he compared Nebuchadnezzar when he started off the beasts of the fields and trees and different things. He was just showing them because he was sending them to the Italian Cornelius. Right. And we used to look at other nations that's unclean. So he gave a vision of unclean food, and then he said, rise, kill, and eat, or eat. But it was a spiritual thing. He was to eat with unclean nations, eat the word of God with them. Now this guy loved the Lord, but he had to understand it from an Israelite, because it has to come from Israel first.
And what he questioned the Lord when he told him to kill and eat.
Right. Peter said, not so, my Lord, but nothing has entered my mouth unclean. So y'all have to understand this was after Christ had ascended, that Peter had still ate no unclean thing. So he was baffled for this, and he said while he pondered on the vision, he's still thinking about it. Yeah. Here comes Cornelius. So he never did agree to that. He's still thinking, the Lord, what's happening now? The Lord is breaking it over. And then he said, now I know what the vision meant. Not to call any other human being on planet Earth that will serve our God unclean. We can't do that. This moves to a spiritual level.
And so Matthew 5, what does that mean? Christ ain't
Come on, verse 17.
Yeah. Tell you that.
Think that I come to destroy the law and the prophets.
What'd you say, brother? Say it again.
Oh, Matthew 5, tell you that, you know, 16, 17. Yeah. That's right. So, and that's Christ.
I give him that right along with it.
But he just going right out.
We just running, man.
Right.
Let's get to this, man. 1 Kings 22. Let's get back to the script.
That's right.
1 Kings chapter 22.
Start on verse 1. Strip off how the Most High handled this wicked king of Israel. He thought power was in his hand as well.
That's right.
So the Most High hollered at him. And he'll pour on him in the heavens. He'll pour on this stiff-necked, rebellious Hebrew word. He'll pour on him. Alright, let's get it over here.
1 Kings chapter 22, verse 1.
Yes, sir.
And they continued 3 years without war between Syria and Israel. And it came to pass in the 3rd year that Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, came down to the king of Israel.
Because the kingdom was split at this time. Alright, 10 northern tribes had their king and the other 2 had their king. Alright, come on, brothers.
And the king of Israel said unto his servants, know ye that Ramoth in Gilead is ours, and we be still, and take it not out of the hand of the king of Syria.
But that's our land right there. Let's go get that back.
Right.
What are we doing? Ramoth Gilead is ours. Alright, come on, brother.
And he said unto Jehoshaphat, wilt thou go with me to battle to Ramoth Gilead? And Jehoshaphat said to the king of Israel, I am as thou art, my people as thy people, my horses as thy horses.
Because technically we all Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Even though the kingdom split back in 1 Kings chapter 11, Solomon, remember Solomon had all the women? And then he started letting these women come in and serve their gods in the temple of God. The Most High split the nation of Israel. That's what happened. So after they were split, the kings would get together every once in a while like this and, you know, agree on a few things. All right,
but isn't he telling him, because he asked him, he said, will you help me?
Yeah.
And that's his way of saying, everything that's mine is yours, we together on this.
Yeah, not only that, but we blood related. That's right. We straight family right here. All right, come on, brother.
And Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, inquire, I pray thee, at the word of the Lord today.
So y'all got to holler at the Most High. Come on, brother.
Then the king of Israel gathered the prophets together, about 400 men, and said unto them, shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbear? And they said, go up, for the Lord shall deliver it unto the hand of the king.
Go on up there. You good, right? These are what the prophets are saying. Now there's real prophets and false prophets.
That's right.
All right, come on. Come on.
And Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of the Lord besides that we might inquire of him?
Like Jehoshaphat wasn't convinced of what they were saying. So he was like, man, it ain't nobody else. I know it's 400 of these cats and they call them prophets or whatever. It ain't nobody else we can ask. I ain't quite convinced what they talking about.
They try to keep their jobs.
Yeah, yeah. They try to keep their jobs. It seem like they prophets. All right, come on, brother.
And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, there is yet one man, Micaiah, the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord. but I hate him.
I wasn't there.
I hate him.
Why? Because, hey, a real prophet of the Lord gonna tell you regardless if you like it or not.
Right.
He ain't gonna tell you, you know, what you want to hear so you can feel confident or stupid. Hey, look, he said, but I hate this man. Yeah, it's a guy, he's the guy we gonna holler at. I hate this dude.
Right.
Come on, bro.
But I hate him, for he does not prophesy good concerning me, but evil.
Right. Hey, y'all, Ahab was a wicked man. Very wicked. So he like, look, don't go out. You know, it's another guy. All he knew was talk bad about me.
Right.
All he knew was prophesy evil concerning me. All right, come on, brother.
And Jehoshaphat said, let not the king say so. Then the king of Israel called an officer and said, hasten hither, Micaiah, the son of Emaliah, and the king of Israel, and Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, sat each on his throne, having put on their robes in a void place in the entrance of the gate of Samaria. And all the prophets prophesied before him.
Come on.
And Zedekiah, the son of Kanaiah.
CH make the cuss sound, so Kanah. What you say?
Son of Kananah made him horns of iron. And he said, thus saith the Lord, with these shalt thou push the Syrians, until thou have consumed them.
One prophet makes some horns and say, you know what? Look, this is how you're going to take them down. You good. All right? Come on, brother.
And all the prophets prophesied so, saying, go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the king's hand.
These are the 400 prophets that's going to tell him what he want to hear. This ain't the real man of the Lord. Right. All right? Come on, brother.
And the messenger that was gone to call Micaiah unto him, saying, behold now, the words of the prophets declare good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them. And I speak that which is good.
And speak that which is good. So agree with them. Right? Oh, okay. Come on.
And Micaiah said, as the Lord liveth, what the Lord saith unto me, that I will speak.
Like, I'm only speaking what the Lord tells me to speak.
That's right.
It don't matter if all them over there agree to that. I'm only speaking what the Lord tells me to speak. All right, come on, brother.
So he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Micaiah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear? And he answered him, go and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king.
Verse 16.
And the king said unto him, how many times shall I adjure thee, that thou tell me nothing but what which is true in the name, that which is true in the name of the Lord?
So he knew that Micaiah was just telling him something. Yeah, go on up there and fight, you should. He's like, yeah, right, you know you don't mean that. You don't even mean that. Right? Come on, brother.
And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills, as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Lord said, these have no masters. Let them return every man to his own house in peace. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, did I not tell thee that I would prophesy, that he would prophesy no good concerning me, but evil?
I told you, because he told me in the previous verse, these have no master, so no king. Let them return every man to his house in peace. So he's like, man, this man prophesied evil against me. I told you. All right, come on, brother.
And he said, hear thou, therefore, the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne.
That's what Micaiah is saying. And the Lord is sitting on his throne, right? Come on, brother.
And all the host of heaven standing by him on the right hand and on his left.
Host mean army of angels.
That's right.
So the Lord is sitting on his throne, and there's angels all around him on his right hand and on his left. This is the vision his brother is seeing. All right, come on, brother.
And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall to Ramoth?
At Ramoth
Gilead, And one said on this matter, another said on that matter.
So the Lord asked, who is going to persuade Ahab? Right? It's spiritual right here. Who's going to persuade Ahab to go up and fall over Mount Gilead? Now remind you, the Most High already prophesied against the whole house of Ahab.
That's right.
They was wicked. So now something got to go down to where he died.
Tell them who Ahab was, bro.
Ahab was the king of Israel, the husband of Jezebel. And Jezebel ran him. Wife was a witch and everything. Ran him. All right, come on, bro, let's get it.
21.
So he asked him, who gonna do this? The Lord asking the angels, who gonna persuade this man to go up here and die? Why? Come on, bro.
And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him.
So this angel come stand before the Lord. I'll do it. I'll go persuade the man so he going up there and die. Because before you do anything, you got to get inspired to do it.
That's right.
Right? You think where your thoughts come from? They just part of it. Right. They come from the spiritual realm into the physical. And then you do the big nothing.
That's right.
That's what it is. So the Lord like, look, which one of y'all going to inspire this man to go up here and die?
That's right.
And then they discuss amongst each other. One said on this matter. Right. Other said on that matter. Right? So then the spirit comes stand before the Lord. Right. I'll go. All right, come on, brother.
And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets.
Oh.
And he said, thou shalt persuade him, and prevail also. Go forth and do so.
The Lord said, yeah, you're going to do that and you're going to prevail. Go do that.
Go do that.
Why? Come on, brother.
Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord has spoken evil concerning thee.
And the Lord has spoken what?
Evil concerning thee.
The Lord has spoken evil concerning Ahab. That's what Micah said, right? Keep reading.
But Zedekiah, the son of Kenana, went near and smote Micaiah on the cheek and said, which way went the spirit of the Lord from me to speak unto thee?
Smack Micah up.
Right.
Nobody want to hear all that, man.
Right.
Prophesying evil concerning the king. So the false prophet come and smack the real prophet up across the face.
Right.
What is you doing? Right? Come on, bro.
And Micaiah said, behold, thou shalt see in that day, when thou shalt go into an inner chamber to hide thyself.
You don't know about the word I spoke was real when you get to hide from this wrath that's coming.
That's right.
You won't know then. All right, come on, brother.
And the king of Israel said, take Micaiah and carry him back unto Amon, the governor of the city, and to Joaz the king's son, and say, thus said the king, put his fellows in the prison. Put
this fellow in jail. Throw him in the clink.
Right.
See that? He hated that word so much, he was like, you know what? Lock him on up.
Right.
Wait for him. All right, come on.
And feed him with the bread of affliction and with the water of affliction until I come in peace.
That's where bread and water come from. Oh, that's what they do when they really put you in a hole. That's all they give you.
Bread and water. And it said the bread of affliction and water of affliction. So this ain't going to be nourished. No. Give him some of that GMO. All right, come on, brother. Right.
And Micaiah said, if thou return at all in peace, the Lord hath not spoken by me. Ooh. And he said, hearken, O people, every one of you. So the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, went up to Ramoth Gilead. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, I will disguise myself.
I'm going to put a hoodie on, disguise myself. All right, come on.
And enter into the battle. But put thou on thy robes. And the king of Israel disguised himself and went into the battle. But the king of Syria commanded his 32 captains that he may rule over the chariots, saying, fight neither with small nor great, save only the king of Israel. And it came to pass, when the captains of the chariots saw Jehoshaphat, that they said, surely it is the king of Israel. And they turned aside to fight against him. And Jehoshaphat cried out. And it came to pass, when the captains of the chariots perceived that it was not the king of Israel, that they turned back from pursuing him. And a certain man drew a bow at a venture and smote the king of Israel between the joints of his harness. Wherefore he said unto the driver of his chariot, turn thy hand and carry me out of the host. I am wounded.
For I am wounded.
For I am wounded. And the battle increased that day. And the king was stayed up in his chariot against the Syrians, and died at even. And the blood ran out of his wound into the midst of the chariot. And there went a proclamation throughout the host about the going down of the sun, saying, every man to his city, and every man to his country. Verse 40.
No, finish up.
Oh. Verse 38. And one watched the chariot. Oh my bad. 37. So the king died and was brought to Samaria, and they buried the king in Samaria. And one washed the chariot in the pool of Samaria. And the dogs licked up his blood, and they washed his armor, according unto the word of the Lord which he spake.
He spoke that back in chapter 21 of this same book, chapter 21, verse 19. The dogs is going to lick up the blood of Ahab. That's what happened. Come on, brother.
Now the rest of the acts of Ahab, and all that he did, and that ivory house which he made, and all the cities that he built, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? So Ahab slept with his fathers, and Ahaziah his son reigned in his stead.
That's major right there. A couple more, y'all. Job, book of Job chapter 1. We read about how the Most High held a little court on Ahab. He had a little court on him. The spirits come over. He say, well, which one of y'all can go up there and convince him to die? They converse amongst each other. One of them say, I'm going to do it. How you going to do it? Going to be a lying spirit in the mouth of them false prophets. That's what happened. That's what happened. So he can be took out. Because the Lord prophesied he would be took out back in chapter 21. So certain conditions have to happen for this prophecy to fulfill. That's what happened.
Right, and understand what he's saying too. I know y'all was a little bit concerned that when there was evil spirits around the Most High, but he tell you, they go back and forth. They have to do his bill. Yeah. Just like those evil spirits that helped King Solomon build that temple. When you get in those writings of Solomon, he was commanding them to move those stones. How you think they can't even duplicate the pyramids to this day? You can't even slip a playing card through them. They were put together so well. Y'all think that happened by men with no brains, and you think that was just shoulder work?
Not at all.
Those were supernatural spirits moving those things.
Most High control all the spirits.
All of them.
All of them. And that's something people can't grasp.
Because they were already healed at the beginning and they turned wicked. So he don't let them off the hook. You think because you wicked you get let off the hook? He said, no, since you love wickedness, I'll use you to the day of judgment to do wicked things to wicked people.
There are spirits that are created for vengeance. We read it earlier. So that lay on sore strokes.
Gerald just gave me that Proverbs 4 and 16. It says the Lord, 16 and 4, I'm sorry, I said that.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
The Lord hath made all things for himself.
Start at verse 1, because he goes into the king too. Right. And his answer. Right. Start at verse 1 then.
Verse 1. The preparations of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of man are clean in his own eyes. But the Lord weighed the spirits. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
So he owns it. He owns it like a fire, right? He owns it. Right? So what's the day of evil? But he made all things for himself. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. So if you want to be in good graces, remember he told Moses, I put two paths before you.
That's right.
I put life and death.
Right.
Blessing and curse. He ain't mentioned nothing about Satan. I put that before you. Right. Choose life and leave. Right. But if you go against it, I'll give you some death. That's right. You can get that too. Another example. Who sent the death angel in Egypt?
That's right.
Was that Satan?
That's right.
Come on now. Be real. Who you really been serving?
That's right.
And that way, and that's your humble everybody in here who are the Lord and allowed to learn a little something. You feel me? Because you could have been a vessel of destruction.
That's right.
Lord, nowhere on your mind, you know what I'm saying? You just into jacking the whole city and doing whatever you want to do.
That's right.
Thank the Most High for that. That's humbling right there.
You got a testimony.
Yeah. Let's get this Job. Let's get to Job. The Most High held a little court session on Job too. Same thing. Job chapter 1. We're going to start at verse 6 through 12. We almost done, y'all. Just showing that the Most High run it all.
That's right.
Satan ain't no loose cannon doing whatever he wants. It don't work like that. He bound to. He's bound to. He just can't do whatever he wants. He got to go get permission, like we finna read. And the Most High will allow him to do what he do because the inhabitants of the earth went off.
That's right.
All you got to do is keep the commandments, and guess what? He puts a hedge around. If you left field with it, you're dead man walking. That's just what it is. So that's why the message of the kingdom and repentance, turning back to the Most High, turning away from wickedness, we need to be really preaching that in this final hour.
That's right.
That's what it comes down to. If not, you can be subject to these dark principalities,
that's right,
spirits. All right, let's get this. Job chapter 1.
Job chapter 1, verse 6.
Yes, sir. That was a good script right there, though. That 16 and 4.
Absolutely.
Straight up.
Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them.
I thought Satan was in hellfire and some red tights and a pitchfork, smoking a joint waiting on us. I thought he died with a chilling waiting on you to die. Come on.
Hey, don't make smoking the joints out there.
Hey, I'm just saying, like, you know what they depict. Hey, you know what they depict, though. You know the depiction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Devil horns, you know, pitchfork, red pantyhose, you know, and he just sitting there chilling waiting on you. That's what they teach, right?
And y'all have to understand that ain't none of that found in the Bible, because everywhere the Bible talks about the devil, say he masquerades as an angel of light, so you would never see him in that form. His actions are in that form, but he come in a three-piece suit, slick bottoms on, so that he lure you in. You can't be lured in by a wolf. He's looking like a wolf. You'll run. Why would you go to that and you see that? You see a jack artist out there with a pistol, and you're going to walk over there and say, I'm going to ask him what he's doing with that pistol in that man's nose? Or you going to go the other way?
Go ask the jack boy what he's doing.
Is it
Alright, so we in verse 6, right? It
What's
said,
up, O Israel?
there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord.
What you saying, O?
Let's think about it. Brought her down to let her know what we do.
Okay.
How you doing, sister? Peace and blessings to you. Welcome home. Let's get out. Let's get it. All right, read Job chapter 1, verse 6.
I'm going to read it again.
Yeah.
Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord, and said, From going to and fro and in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
So where you coming from, Satan? Right. You know, I've been walking up and down in the earth, going to and fro. Ask him a question he already know the answer to, because I asked him anyway. Where you coming from? To and fro in the earth. They say he was below the ground nowhere. To and fro in the earth, going up and down. And oh, that's what you've been doing. Okay. Come on.
Verse 8. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, the perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil.
That's what a perfect and upright man is in the eyes of God. Don't mean you ain't gonna make no mistakes in that. Perfect and upright means you fear God and you hate evil.
That's right.
Eschew means to abhor or to hate. That's what a perfect and upright man is in the eyes of God. That means you don't make no mistakes or none of that. But he fears the Most High and he hates wickedness. Hates it. All right, not friends with all. It's all good. You know, playing the appropriate side. No, none of that. All right, come on, brother.
Verse 9. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Does Job fear God for naught? Has not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the works of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face.
So Satan telling the Lord, Job is just a benefit believer. He only down with you because you blessed him with all the riches and all that. You take a hand and he got his curse.
That's right.
The nerve of this, you know, this
Job a gold digger
entity. Yeah. Come on, bro.
Verse 12.
Yeah.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that he hath is in thy power.
So who gave it to Satan?
The
Lord gave it to him. Most High told Satan, everything that Job has is in your power.
Right.
So he gave authority over to Satan. All right, come on.
Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth, and from the presence of the Lord.
So whatever you do, don't kill him.
Right.
And Satan had to obey that. That's why he could never kill Job. Right? Because it's proven he's not a loose cannon doing what he wants. Right. If they got he's just running around doing whatever, no, it don't work like that.
That's right.
Most High reign. And we're gonna read the scripture on why he's allowed it to happen.
That's right.
All right, go. That's it for that one. Go to Job 2, 1 through 6. Job chapter, this chapter over. Job chapter 2, 1 through 7.
Job chapter 2. Somebody have a question? Any questions up to this point, y'all? Anything that's on your mind? Ain't no bad questions, y'all, down here. This class, y'all. If it's something on that just didn't sound right, y'all, get it off your chest right now.
Job chapter 2.
I got some.
1 through 7.
Go ahead, bro.
You ever discussed these scriptures with somebody and they say, well, how do you know the sons of God are the angels in heaven?
Job 38.
They show it right there.
Job 38.
Like
right there, right.
Genesis 6,
right.
About the angels falling down, sons of human women. This explains what the sons of God are.
And I'm going to tell you about the sons of God, like what Workout Trio was saying, even in that Old Testament. Every time we talk about the sons of God, they're listed as angels.
That's right.
Even in Job 38, when you talk about the sons of God that was there at creation.
That's right.
Angels. Right? Some people tell you, no, ain't no such thing as no fallen angels. Yeah, okay.
Right. And all throughout the Old Testament, you only see when he's talking about men, he calls them the sons of men.
Right.
But when it get back to the lineage of Adam, it said, who was the son of God? Adam was the true son of God. He was formed from the dust of earth. And when it gets into Christ, it's the same way. When we become a believer in Christ, and I'm not talking about a benefit believer, but a true believer, it says, then ye are sons of God at that point. But you have to be a true believer, and after the resurrection and the change come in 1 Corinthians 15:51, it says, then you are sons of God at that point, because you're back in your supernatural state that you ought to be in before Adam fell. But all throughout the Bible, Adam is the only one ever called the son of God of the human race that we know about, but he was called that before transgression hit.
Right. Supernatural. All right, let's get this. Job 2.
Job chapter 2, verse 1. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. And Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord.
So when the Most High put the summons out, he got to come too. You've been summoned to court, you got to show up. All right, come on, brother.
And the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
Second witness, he ain't on the ground in the fire waiting on him. He's walking through and up and down in the earth. All right, he's using spirit that's using men.
That's right.
Come on, brother.
And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job? And there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil. And still he holdeth fast in his integrity. Although thou movest against me, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. And Satan answered the Lord and said, skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. Put forth thine hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life.
Yeah, verse 7.
Verse 7. So went Satan forth from the presence of the Lord and smote Job with sore boilings, from the sole of his foot unto his crown.
That's it right there. So the Lord told me, yeah, do all that to save his life, though. You can't kill him. You see that? So Job was in a position where his faith was getting tested.
That's right.
Money dried up. His woman got to run in her mouth.
Right.
Paper dried up. You heard me? She's like, look, you just need to curse God and die.
That's right.
Naked I came, naked I'm going. Woman, you sound crazy.
Right.
See that?
So this read this too that you see that same life in the earth. This also shows that people when they die don't go to heaven. I mean to hell or heaven with the devil because the devil on the earth.
Yeah, he hasn't been cast into the lake of fire yet.
Right.
He has a future judgment that's coming. And it's not happened to him. He don't even want that fire. People got you thinking he down there chilling. He don't even want that fire. So he running around doing whatever he can. Misery, love, comfort.
And also Isaiah 65:22, where it talks about, then shall the dust be the serpent's meat. That curse that was put on him ain't gonna happen till the lamb lay down with the lion and eat straw like a bull. Like I say, then shall the dust be the serpent meat. So all this time has been passed since Lucifer did what he did in the Garden of Eden, and say, until Christ come back and set things in order and the kingdom is established, then shall the dust be the serpent's meat. Because the dust will be those that are burnt up in the lake of fire from disobedience to the Most High.
All right, y'all, we got one more to go to.
Isaiah 65. Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 13 is where we going next. To show you how the Most High drop a spirit of war on the earth to make other nations fight other nations. And these nations ain't even servants of these. Isaiah chapter 13. Isaiah chapter 13. Show you a little end game scenario we're facing.
You got the whole verse that you're going to do something right now?
Whole chapter. There you go. It's 22 verses. And then we about it. Showing the Most High run it all. Even Satan got to get permission.
That's right. Isaiah chapter 13. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1. Here we go. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified one.